the perfect day yesterday to get out on your favorite shaded trail, of course. We saw a lot of sunshine and a lot of heat across southern Ontario, and we're going to feel that again today. Maybe not as much sunshine. It really depends on the timing of these fronts and how much action we see when it comes to the rainfall and when it comes to the thunderstorms. Right now it is 5:37 a.m. We are already 20 degrees in Toronto. Sure sign it's going to be a warm and it's going to be a humid one today. We'll take a live look at the radar in a second, but first up, let's take you out onto the roads this morning. Now this here, let's take a look at the radar and let's look at some of these storms right now. So you can see all prefrontal showers ahead of essentially the bigger cold front that's coming through as we go into the afternoon. So we're looking at a little bit of rain here west of Toronto, really stateside south of Lake Ontario this morning, and then a lot more action well up towards the north. Now we are going to get a bit of a clearing as we go through lunchtime. How clear will we get? Well, that really is dependent on how quickly some of this rain and this cloud moves out of here. The more sunshine we put into the atmosphere, the bigger the storms could be, the more energy they have to work with as the cold front comes through this afternoon. So this here is a look at the future radar, and you can see that cold front developing there. As it comes by, we're thinking at about anywhere from about 2:30 to about 5 p.m., and then we'll get into a clearing after that. And this evening, 19 degrees, some windy conditions. Tomorrow morning, beautiful, and into the afternoon, we're up to 24. Now this week is lightning safety week, and on a day like today where storms are in the forecast, you should be staying safe, of course, when it comes to lightning. Here is a look at our top 5 countdown. These are some of the craziest lightning strikes we've ever seen. It's great to have you along with us on this Wednesday morning. Already a warm start to the day today, 5:46 a.m., and we are 20 degrees in Toronto. Those winds are nice and light, but they will certainly be increasing today. Big potential for thunderstorms. When could we see some of the biggest storms? When will that cold front track through? Well, I'll have all the details here on the Weather Network this morning, but right now, here's a look at what's trending today. And that severe weather, the potential right in our backyards. Essentially this morning we're looking at some prefrontal showers, light across southern Ontario, and then into the afternoon that cold front comes through, and that's when we look for the risk for some bigger storms. So essentially think anywhere between 2 and 5 p.m. Calm and clear as we end the week, and then hot and humid into the weekend. That could be bringing us some air mass thunderstorms. So the garden variety thunderstorms, quick to happen, quick to leave. As we look at this morning, here is those light showers all ahead of the front. We will get a clearing as we go into the afternoon, but that, remember, adds more energy back into the atmosphere. We'll show you some of the energy that we're expecting, but right now, out on the roads, let's take a look at rush hour this morning. CN Tower could be acting as a bit of a lightning rod, actually. Yeah, the potential for thunderstorms today. And by the way, it is Lightning Safety Week. We're going to be sharing some stories with you throughout the morning show this morning. And just a reminder, when thunder roars, go indoors. I know we say it here all the time at the Weather Network, but in all seriousness, lightning can be deadly. As we look at the potential for thunderstorms today, big risk for storms out towards the Kawarthas, pushing out towards Kingston, that stretch of the 401. If you're traveling out here into the late afternoon, evening hours, you could be looking at some really heavy downpours with some thunderstorms. For us here within the GTA, we see the prefrontal showers this morning. Then into the afternoon, we're likely to see a line track by that cold front, and that will bring us some bigger thunderstorms. So this afternoon, 28 degrees in Toronto, risk for some bigger storms into the afternoon today. Remember, not everybody will see them, and once that front is coming in and clearing, we are going to get into more of a northwesterly wind, and we'll feel that breeze. Some of the gusts 60, even 70 kilometers an hour up towards Barrie and through cottage country. Into tomorrow morning, we've cleared it out, and we got a beautiful day in store for Thursday, 24 in the city. What does the long range pattern hold? We'll chat about that right here. Biggest story in the long range has to be this, the heat that is moving in. Wow, Monday is going to be hot, and with all the heat and humidity that is brewing as we go into the weekend, we do have the potential for some air mass thunderstorms. Now, if you are going camping with Dad this weekend, for Father's Day, of course, that is on Sunday, Emily Vukovic has these ideas for you. Good morning. It is 6:06 a.m. You are watching the Weather Network. We are tracking a couple showers across the Golden Horseshoe this morning. Potential for some thunderstorms as we roll into the afternoon. We're then going to calm down as we end off the week, and then really hot and humid as we go into the weekend. We're going to take a look at what's trending right now, and I just want to give you the heads up. Huge delays on the 401 eastbound this morning as you're heading towards Guelph Line. That's because of overnight construction. The full traffic report is coming up just after this. And thunderstorms can produce that extremely heavy downpours. Today we do have a widespread thunderstorm risk. Right now it's all just prefrontal showers, but into the afternoon a cold front comes through and that's what sparks again the risk of active weather right across southern Ontario. Our roads this morning, if you're just tuning in right now, 401 eastbound huge. Here's a live look at the radar and you can see we are tracking just some pretty light showers within southern Ontario this morning. The heavier, more organized stuff that is up to the north of us, and when that cold front comes through later on this afternoon, it could be producing some big thunderstorms. Remember, not everybody is going to see a thunderstorm, but as that line comes through, if you are in line with that line of thunderstorms, things can turn pretty active this afternoon with strong winds, heavy downpours, thunder, lightning associated with these. 25 degrees in Barrie, 28 in Toronto. This here is a look at the future radar. So right now we're seeing some of these prefrontal showers. That clears out of the way. Depending on how clear we get in between the front coming through, well, that sort of re-energizes the atmosphere, gives us the potential for some bigger storms. You can see by the time we're 10 p.m. tonight, we are clear. And then tomorrow morning, things are looking great for us. A comfortable day in store. Tomorrow afternoon, 24 degrees in Toronto. We're losing a little bit of that humidity as well, as we do have a bit more of a northerly flow. But if you're a humidity lover and you want that summertime stickiness, well, guess what? It really comes back into play. Look at Kitchener, Sunday in through Monday. That is a really hot air mass coming in, and we're going to feel that humidity for sure by the time we're into Monday. Father's Day forecast should be clear, but we can't rule out the risk of some possible air mass thunderstorms for the weekend. It's great to have you along with us on this Wednesday morning, June the 13th today. And yes, we are looking at the potential for some thunderstorms. For us within the Golden Horseshoe, as that cold front comes in throughout this afternoon, we could be looking at some big storms, strong winds, heavy downpours. But within this red zone here, this is where we really have that increased risk for a thunderstorm. This is where things will be quite powerful today. We're essentially looking at two areas of low pressure tracking by and a lot of energy, a decent amount of moisture in the atmosphere. Depending on how much clearing we get between some of these light showers this morning and then what we see into the afternoon, well, that really sort of re-energizes the atmosphere. And this here is a look at the CAPE, the convective available potential energy. That's what we have to work with. So some decent amounts tracking across the Golden Horseshoe as we go into this afternoon. This evening, after 6 p.m., we'll be done with this across the GTA, 19 degrees in Toronto. Let's take you out onto the roads this morning. Now, as we take a look at tomorrow morning, beautiful conditions, 13 degrees in Barrie, 15 in Toronto, more of a northerly flow, and that actually cools down our atmosphere just a touch. Now, we are going to take a look at your weekend forecast in a second, but first, you have to see this. You know, some people think working on the green screen, talking about weather is hard enough on its own, but how about adding a Rubik's Cube into the mix? Look at this story. Looks like we got to step up our game here at the Weather Network. What a fun team. Great story. Now, we can give you a good forecast, though, okay? As we go into Father's Day, we are expected to see really hot and humid conditions, potential for some air mass thunderstorms. Most people should stay dry, but that's something we'll monitor throughout the weekend. Morning today, right now 6:27 a.m. and we are 19 degrees in Toronto, 18 in Barrie, 15 in Ottawa. Some prefrontal showers, those are happening right now, and then the bigger storms with the cold front. That's likely to happen today in between 2 and 5 p.m. with that frontal passage. All the details are coming up, but first, here's a look at what's trending today. Yeah, severe weather is the name of the game today. With that cold front swinging by, it does bring up the risk for some big thunderstorms, especially through places like the Kawarthas, that 401 corridor out towards Cobourg and through Kingston. This afternoon, 28 degrees in Toronto. Depending on how much of a clearing we see in between these prefrontal showers this morning and the cold front coming in this afternoon, well, that sort of adds more energy back into the atmosphere. So we need that energy for big storms. We're also going to feel those winds really pick up, especially out of the northwest. Once that front passes us, we could see some gusts close to 70 kilometers an hour. By the time we're into tomorrow, we are in the clear. 15 degrees in Toronto. We look at tomorrow afternoon, 24. So today, bit of an active day. Some people will not see thunderstorms today. Remember the hit and miss nature of these storms. Now let's take you out onto the roads this morning. Your Father's Day forecast is coming up, but right now, this on Sunday, what can you expect? Well, hot and humid conditions all weekend long, and really some of the warmest air we've seen this season is coming Sunday and in through Monday. Saturday and Sunday will be mostly dry, but the risk for storms will linger. The best time to be outside, that does look to be into about Sunday morning. So if you're thinking about booking a tea time with Dad, yeah, Sunday morning is the time to do so. Look at that heat and humidity on the rise, especially into Monday. It was the perfect day yesterday to get out on a shaded trail and enjoy our beautiful conditions. It certainly now feels like summer is underway, doesn't it? A very good morning to you. Right now it is 6:37 a.m. We are about to take you out onto the roads this morning. We are looking at some light showers this morning, also some construction really creating some delays on the 401. Right now in Toronto, we got an overcast sky, 19 degrees, 21 in Windsor, 15 in Ottawa. Already a warm start to the morning. As we go into the afternoon, we are going to feel the heat and humidity today, that is for sure. Let's first up take you out onto the Gardiner, really starting to fill in. As we look at the radar this morning, we have been tracking some of these light showers. These have been pushing across southern Ontario. Looks like the Niagara region, Niagara on the Lake, about to get into some more of that steady rainfall this morning. And as we go into the afternoon, many of us will be clear. But a cold front is coming. And where that cold front is setting up and where the storms are swinging through, if you lie in that area, well, you could be seeing some powerful storms today. Bit of a broken cold front, so remember, not everybody is going to be seeing some of these thunderstorms, but this here is a look at the future radar. And there's that cold front. It shows you where some of that action should be slicing across southern Ontario. As we take you into this evening, we will be in the clear, and then we're looking great as we go into tomorrow. Now, it is Lightning Safety Week, and with thunderstorms, of course, when thunder roars, head indoors. We want to show you this top 5 countdown now, some of the best lightning strikes we've ever seen. Hey, it's great to see you on this Wednesday morning. Right now, 6:46 a.m., 19 degrees in Toronto. It's going to be a warm one today, and today we also have the risk for some thunderstorms widespread across southern Ontario. We're dealing with some of those light showers this morning. We're going to take a break from the active weather, and then the cold front comes through, and that cold front, well, that's what could produce some powerful storms. We're going to chat about those details, plus take a live look at traffic, all of that just on the other side of what's trending today. Potential for severe weather for us, and it really depends on how much clearing we get in between these prefrontal showers this morning and then that cold front coming through this afternoon. It allows the atmosphere essentially to re-energize, puts more energy down for us, and then when that cold front comes through, well, it has more to work with. So that's something we'll watch today. Calm and clear as we end off the week, and then hot and humid as we go into the weekend. This here is a live look at the radar this morning, and we have been tracking those showers across the GTA within the Niagara region as well. We take you out onto the 403 through Mississauga, and you can see the pavement is a little wet out there this morning. Right now, look at the Cape, the convective available potential energy. And as we look at that Cape grow across southern Ontario, that's the energy we have to work with as we go into this afternoon. So that's what's likely to spark some of these storms. 28 degrees in Toronto, 25 in Barrie. We are holding on to the risk for thunderstorms as we go into the afternoon today. But once that front is past us, well, then we are going to be looking at more of a calm air mass, and we're looking at great conditions tomorrow. This here is a snapshot of about 5 p.m. You can see we're almost clear of that front within the GTA. So we're thinking in between 2 and 5, that's when we could be seeing some of the most action along the Golden Horseshoe, and then much calmer after that, but still a breezy evening for us. 19 degrees this evening, and then we take you into tomorrow, and we got a great day. 24 degrees in Toronto. Now, when we come back, we'll take a look at your long-range forecast. Father's Day is on Sunday. What does the weekend hold? We'll have those details coming up here, and of course you can see your local forecast right now. This morning, all ahead of the front, but then into the afternoon, that cold front comes by, and the risk for thunderstorms, it is on the rise. Thanks so much for making the Weather Network a part of your morning this morning. I'm Rachel Schoutsen, and let's dive into the action now. We are seeing spotty showers this morning. Bit of a break as we go late morning around lunchtime. How much sunshine will we see in that break? That determines how much energy is being put back into the atmosphere. The more sunshine, the more of a clearing we see, the bigger the storms could be this afternoon. Between 2 and 5 p.m., we're going to watch for the development of thunderstorms. The winds really picking up, some gusts close to 70 kilometers an hour. And then we got a calm forecast as we end off the week. Tomorrow morning, 15 in Toronto, 24 into tomorrow afternoon, a beautiful day. Let's take a look now at the weekend and what Father's Day holds. Okay, hot and humid. That is certainly going to be the name of the game as we go into the weekend. Saturday and Sunday will be mostly dry, but risk for air mass thunderstorms will remain. Essentially a very unstable air mass with all of that heat and humidity. The best time for outdoor plans, if you're thinking maybe tea time with dad, Sunday morning probably brings the most stability for us, and then into the afternoon, potential for some storms. Many of us will be dry this weekend, but we do have to watch the risk. And remember, these storms quick to happen, then quick to leave, and then that heat really building in for Monday. Want to send things over to Emily Vukovic right now. Perhaps you're planning on camping with dad over this weekend. She's got some tips for you and some things you need to have in the car. Hey, it's great to have you along with us on this Wednesday morning. We are talking the potential for severe weather across Canada today. And Chris Murphy, let's break down some of those details. Our meteorologists have put together these risk maps across the country.
All right.
Yeah, that is the greater force of nature, but that one was certainly close. Now let's go to today's poll question, because today we want to talk about the heat. Many Canadians are heating up as we go through this week. Do you ever change your plans because of the extreme heat? All the time, sometimes, never. Chris, Shannon, what are you guys thinking on this one?
That's a good question.
I'm going with sometimes.
Yeah?
Sometimes.
I think I probably have to go
Because a lot of
there.
things you do, or a lot of things I do at least, are outside. So,
And with
you
animals.
have to change and with animals, yes. of
And for
course.
example, like I go for a daily 100-kilometer run,
Oh, you
followed
do,
by
eh?
1,000
100.
sit-ups.
Oh, wow.
So when
That's
it gets
why
really
you're in
hot,
such good shape.
Wow.
Wow.
When it gets really hot, I may sit that one out and just sit on the couch and have some potato chips.
100-kilometer run. Murphy, you impress me every year. We are going to be seeing some really warm conditions. Just a heads up. Now, a great way to cool off when we see extreme heat after your 100-kilometer run is to jump into the lake.
Oh, yes, and we've really put together here some of the beautiful lakes across our country. In case you're going on a road trip, we'll select 4 here. Have great fishing in Lake Winnipeg. All right, very quick thing. Largest inland lake in Canada? Anyone want to guess?
Lake Bear.
Great Bear Lake?
Great Bear Lake.
Yeah.
And the longest river. What's the longest river in Canada?
Mackenzie River.
Mackenzie River.
Mackenzie
All right,
River.
well done.
See, Murph, you're a wealth of knowledge.
Because I spend a lot of time thinking these
And
things while
running,
I'm running.
and
While he's running, you know what? That explains a lot, Chris. Thank you for joining us today. The potential for active weather today. We've had some light showers this morning, then into the afternoon, cold fronts coming by, and that is going to bring up the risk of thunderstorms. You can see widespread the potential is there today. And really what is going to determine how big some of these storms could be today is how much of a clearing we get in between some of these prefrontal showers this morning and then that cold front coming in into the afternoon. It allows the atmosphere to reset up, to build back that energy, and then when the cold front comes in, they have more to work with, bringing in that lift and bringing up those storms. You can see this all clears out overnight tonight and in through Thursday. And this here is a look at some of that energy. When we see that really bright red showing up, that's a decent amount to work with. The level's at about 2,000 here. So that is fairly strong storms. That's our risk for today. Now let's take you out onto the roads this morning. So take you into this evening. Those storms will be all cleared out of here. And by the time we're into tomorrow, we have got a great day upon us. 24 degrees in Toronto. Now, some people think this job, my job, is difficult enough, working the green screen, talking on live TV. But some broadcasters down in the U.S., they decided to up the ante and make things a little more difficult with a Rubik's Cube. You have to look at this report. We've got the potential for some thunderstorms today, some light rain this morning, and then the cold front comes through. And once that cold front slices across southern Ontario, that's when the storms could be big, a little bit more powerful. Thunder and lightning associated with these as well. We're going to break down the full details on the storm risk today, plus we'll take you out onto the roads. But first, here's a look at what's trending. We'll send things over to Chris Murphy this morning. And the potential for our severe weather really does linger in between about 2 and 5 p.m. That's when we're thinking the cold front comes through. Depending on how much clearing we get throughout the late morning and early afternoon, that adds more energy back into the atmosphere. And when we see that energy, well, the cold front has a bit more to work with. So the storms could be bigger. 28 degrees in Toronto today, hot, humid, sticky for us, 25 in Barrie. And we're all looking at that potential for a thunderstorm. Now let's take you out onto our roads this morning. Now, as that cold front's coming in, we certainly are going to feel the winds increasing, more of a northwesterly flow on the other side of that front. That's going to bring back a bit of a fresher air mass as we go into tomorrow. So for those of you who don't love this sticky, hot heat and humidity, you'll like the air mass a bit better on Thursday. 13 degrees as we start off the day in Barrie, 15 in Toronto. We go into the afternoon, 23 in Markham, 24 in Toronto, a bit fresher down by the water. Now, of course, the big question is, what does Father's Day look like? The weekend is upon us, hot and humid all weekend long. We really are building back that heat. Some of the hottest days we've seen yet this year, likely Sunday and in through Monday. Saturday and Sunday will be mostly dry, but the risk for air mass thunderstorms will remain. So those are storms that are quick to happen, quick to leave. They sort of pop up with the instability that we see. And if you're thinking of booking a tea time for Dad, the best time to be outdoors, that would be into Sunday morning. You can see just how hot that 7-day forecast is getting. Look, it will feel like 39 on Monday. The weather was absolutely gorgeous yesterday. Warm conditions, feels like summer, and look at the beautiful trails in Oakville certainly coming to life. And you know, if you still want to get out for a walk on a day that is hot and sticky like yesterday or like today, a shaded trail is always a good option. Just get out of the sunshine for a little bit. Today we are out of the sunshine, especially this morning, and that's because we are looking at some prefrontal showers. Those are tracking across southern Ontario. We're 19 degrees right now in Toronto. You can see it's wet out there on the QEW. This is a live shot through offline. That's been creating some delays this morning. Bit gray out there, bit slow out there this morning. And I'm thinking things could be quite slow into the afternoon as well, because we are going to be watching the development of some bigger thunderstorms. This here is all just sort of little bits of showers. What we're watching into the afternoon is the cold front, the organized front coming by. And that's going to take the humidity out of the atmosphere, bring us more of a northwesterly flow into tomorrow, and also bring us the thunderstorms. It adds that extra lift. It's the trigger we need to get into some thunderstorms. So we're going to watch for that as we go into the afternoon. 28 degrees in Toronto today, 25 in Barrie. Remember, not everybody is going to see a thunderstorm, but the risk is widespread. This is the future radar. You can see that front coming by around 2, 3 p.m., cleared out of here by 5, and into the evening, I think you could still have dinner on the patio. 19 degrees in Toronto. We take you to tomorrow. We're up to 24. Now, it is Lightning Safety Week, and lightning is a very dangerous part of a thunderstorm. Look at this, 40 to 50 lightning strikes per second on Earth. And here's a look at some of the wildest ones we've ever seen. It's good to see you on this Wednesday morning. A bit of a gray, gloomy start to this Wednesday. We are looking at some prefrontal showers. Those are tracking through right now. So some spotty showers for your rush hour commute. We have been looking at this. And then as we go into the afternoon, we do have the potential here to look at some bigger storms. All right, we'll take a look at what's trending today. And then Dr. Doug, he's joining us with a look ahead at the weekend. All right, the long-range expert is here, Dr. Doug Gilliman. Doug, you know, Thursday into Friday, we got seasonal day, we got really nice conditions, and then into the weekend, a lot of people want to be outdoors, of course, being Father's Day with the golf game, the picnics, you want to get out on the water. What are we looking at, Doug?
Well, I mean, once again, we have some uncertainty in the weekend forecast. Seems like this is something we have every weekend.
Every weekend we say this.
Most of the weekend will be rain-free. Many will get through the weekend without seeing rain. But as the heat and humidity builds, you can't rule out a passing shower or a thunderstorm. That's something to watch. But Saturday, a fairly nice-looking day. Just scattered showers and thunderstorms, mostly rain-free, but temperatures in the mid to upper 20s.
Now, for someone that's watching right now and they want to get out for a picnic or they want to get out for a golf game with Dad, what are you thinking the best time to be outdoors would be on Sunday?
Well, earlier in the day, because it just gets increasingly hot and humid as we go through the day, feeling somewhat oppressive by the afternoon and evening. And then Monday is the day that we are watching for the potential mid to upper 30s.
Wow.
That's without the humidity. That seems a bit excessive. It's something that we're going to be watching, though. The humidex certainly into the lower 40s.
That is some incredible heat. Doug, thank you for sharing this on the morning show with us this morning. Of course, keep connected with us about that weekend forecast, and you can see your local right now. It's Wednesday morning, June the 13th. Rachel, Shannon, and Chris here with you. And guys, today we are going to be watching for many Canadians the potential for thunderstorms. So, Chris, let's start things off within Ontario. Big risk map today.
All right, let's break it down. The dynamics are there. We've got some heat.
Scary. So the sound of thunder, 54% of you said, yeah, that is the greater force of nature. The sight of lightning at 46%. Now let's go to our poll question today, because today we're going to talk about the heat. Yesterday was all about the lightning. Today, the heat. Oh, actually, wanted to share this with you. Some of the lightning safety tips, of course, avoid water. You want to go indoors. When thunder roars, you have to go indoors because lightning, unfortunately, it does kill. Now, as we look at the question of the day today, do you ever change your plans because of extreme heat? Guys, what are you voting on this one?
I have to say sometimes, because when it's just too hot, a lot of the things we do are outside. I do a lot of things with horses and animals, so if it's too hot, you can't do it.
Yeah, you can overheat. We're like a car. Yeah, you got to keep yourself well hydrated. So I certainly adjust my plans, and sometimes I will outright cancel them too.
And you know, sometimes it's a smart idea to do so. Let us know how you feel. Head online to theweathernetwork.com, on our Twitter page as well. And the chat about the heat, because guys, you know, within Windsor next Monday, the humidity could feel like about the low 40s.
Yeah. It's too hot.
That could stretch all the way to Hamilton as well. It's big cities, lots of concrete and lots of buildings. It really is oppressive.
So this would be a good time to jump into a lake, right?
I agree.
To cool off, jump into the lake, and online at theweathernetwork.com. We have this article showcasing some of the greatest lakes across Canada. So guys, let's take you to this one here. And this one takes us to Great Slave Lake. What a beautiful scene. You know, exploring Canada this summer, that's a good way to spend your vacation time today, and that makes me think something is brewing, right? Well, there is. We are looking at the risk for some thunderstorms today. All prefrontal showers this morning, we dealt with them through the morning rush. Now as we go into the afternoon, we're going to watch to see how much clearing we get. If we get some sunshine in between these morning showers and the afternoon cold front, that adds more energy back into the atmosphere. And when we see that, well, that gives the cold front more to work with. The storms could be bigger. So we're going to linger into some active weather this afternoon, and then into tomorrow, high pressure is in place. The energy that we're working with is not outstanding, but there certainly is going to be enough of it across the Golden Horseshoe and up into cottage country today. When that cold front slices by, we are going to look at the risk for storms. As we take you into the evening hours, 19 degrees. So anything after 6 p.m., we should be clear within Toronto, out towards Hamilton, Niagara region clearing as well. And then we got a great forecast for tomorrow. High pressure is in place. Thursday morning looks gorgeous. Ottawa still holding on to some of those showers, but for the GTA, down towards Windsor, up into cottage country, we should be in the clear. And then look at Thursday afternoon here, 24 degrees in Toronto. Just beautiful. The humidity starts to fade away into tomorrow as well. We're going to take a look at your weekend forecast in a second, but I have to share this report with you. You know, multitasking at its finest. Some mornings I find it hard enough just to tell you the weather story. Never mind adding this element into the picture. Isn't that awesome? What a talented team. We got to step up our game here at the Weather Network. Let's get your forecast into the weekend. Saturday 25, Sunday 31. The heat, the humidity really building Sunday and into Monday. These could be some of the hottest days we've seen yet this year. Thunderstorm risk is going to linger into the weekend as well, with a lot of instability, air mass thunderstorms. The risk is here for thunderstorms today. We've already been dealing with some pockets of heavier rain across the Golden Horseshoe this morning. I know there's been some ponding on some of our highways, the QEW through Bronte being one of them. We are going to see a clearing from this prefrontal activity, just some showers this morning, and then the thunderstorms could come in. Now, if you do see a thunderstorm, we could get some very heavy downpours with this. The winds will be very strong as well. Some of the bigger, more powerful storms off towards the Kawarthas and along that stretch of the 401 Coburg out towards Kingston. So it's something we'll continue to monitor today as that cold front makes its way across southern Ontario. Here's a look at what's trending today. We go to our newsroom now with Chris Murphy. And the potential for our weather to be severe really is in between 2 and about 5 p.m. So going into the afternoon, but clearing towards the evening could affect the rush hour commute home, especially east of Toronto, as the cold front will still be working its way through here. So this afternoon, 28 degrees in Toronto. Remember, not everybody will see a very active afternoon with big thunderstorms, but the risk is there widespread. And those winds will be increasing as well. We're going to look at some strong winds, west to a northwesterly wind, some gusts, even 70 to 90 kilometers an hour. So it's going to be a breezy day today. We take you into tomorrow, and things have already cleared. Even tonight, we have a nice evening tonight. The sunset should look beautiful. 13 degrees in Toronto tomorrow morning, 15 as we go into the afternoon, and we got a great day tomorrow. We're losing some of that oppressive, sort of that sticky humidity that we've been feeling. Now, as we go into the weekend, the heat, the humidity, it is all back in action, and Father's Day is on Sunday. So let's say you have outdoor plans. Best time for, let's say, a tea time for dad maybe on Sunday, that would be through the morning. Air mass thunderstorms are going to be a risk as we go through the weekend. A lot of instability, a lot of humidity, energy, moisture in the atmosphere. So we are looking at the potential for some thunderstorms as we go through the weekend. You can see your 7-day forecast here, that heat and humidity that continues to build. 32 degrees in Toronto on Monday. With the humidity, feels like 39. Look at Windsor. Will feel like 42 on Sunday and in through Monday. We really have a warm and a humid air mass coming into play, and that will all be felt by us as we end off the weekend and go into Monday. It was a gorgeous day yesterday to get out on a trail, keep shaded from some of that really bright, hot sunshine, and enjoy the bloom across southern Ontario. It really has popped up across the Golden Horseshoe, hasn't it? Looks great. I'll tell you, Oakville and Burlington not looking like this morning, though. We have been tracking some very heavy rain, just pockets of heavy rain moving through. Even at times, we've seen some pooling on the QEW this morning. So these are all prefrontal showers. I know they look pretty minuscule here, but they've been dropping some heavy rain. Prefrontal showers, not the big picture though. The big picture comes into the afternoon with more powerful storms. We're going to chat about that in a second, but first, here's a look at what's trending today. We go to our newsroom now with Chris Murphy. And now this here is a look at the future radar, and this cold front is going to be slicing through this afternoon, and that's what is really going to bring up the potential for some big storms. By the time we're into this evening, after 6 p.m., we should be in the clear. East of Toronto, you could hold on to the showers a little bit longer, but let's say Toronto down towards Hamilton, we will be clearing out. Thursday afternoon, 24 degrees. We lose a lot of the heat and the humidity as well. All right, it is Lightning Safety Week. Lightning is always part of big thunderstorms, and we want to show you some of the biggest lightning strikes right here. It's feeling a little hot and sticky out there this morning. Lots of humidity, lots of moisture in the atmosphere. Bit of a gray start to the day, too, across the Golden Horseshoe. Thanks so much for making the Weather Network a part of your morning. I'm Rachel Schoutsen, and I want to show you what was happening on the QEW this morning throughout rush hour. You could be caught in some heavy downpours. Now, the risk for thunderstorms, that's going to linger as we go throughout the day. What we saw this morning was just all ahead of the front. Now we got to get the cold front coming through. So here's a look at what's trending today, and then our web writer Andrea Bagley joins us just on the other side of this. All right, back here with Andrea now. And Andrea, you know, one thing that we've been chatting about a lot in the newsroom is, wow, next Monday looks hot. And we know people online, they're interested in this story too.
This story, I put it up yesterday, and it is taking off. I think because we haven't had really a lot of this kind of gross heat.
Yeah, we're almost talking like Caribbean heat coming into play, right?
For sure. And to put it into perspective, I actually talked with Dr. Doug yesterday. And so the heat that we could see Sunday into Monday could actually rival all of last July and August. So almost summer-like heat, and we're not even in summer yet.
Okay, so if you have a pool in your backyard, maybe invite everybody you know over, because they're going to like you for the whole summer if you do that.
I keep saying, too, if you haven't bought Dad a gift yet and he loves heat, there's your Father's Day.
Oh, there we go. Good idea. Now, Andrea, it is Lightning Safety Week, and we're going to be dealing with some thunderstorms today. We've been talking lightning for...
I would suggest not to move there.
Yes.
Back here at home, the least, the spot with the least storms is actually Nanaimo, BC.
Really?
Where they only have, I think it was 2.3 storms on average per year. So if you have that fear, there you go. There's your spot to go.
BC is the spot to go. Awesome, Andrea. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. For all the details on this big warm-up that's about to head into southern Ontario, you can see the numbers right now in your local forecast.